Hey everybody, it's Uncle Billy here. It's been a good day. Been kind of busy. We worked on the gazebo. Got the. I wish I would have had the. I wish I could have taken a video. So I bought. I went to Habitat for Humanity yesterday, and I bought 2 gallons of paint. One I thought was a gray, and I was hoping for a light or a dark gray. It ended up being a light gray. The other one was a brick brown or red. And so I ended up putting the two together in a little cup, mixed a little bit, and it turned out to be like a really nice mauve, like kind of pink color. And and so I ended up taking a 1 or a 5 gallon bucket, and put the two in there and mixed it up and painted it. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. You can kind of see back there. Um, yeah, so we just painted all the trim stuff and everything, and then um, I'm gonna pick up mortar tomorrow and start doing the stonework on the side. um, I'm gonna do like the lower. I think I'm gonna do the lower sections first, and um, I still got to cut the windows out. So, but I really want to get started on the stone look. So it looks like it's like stacked stones going up the side, and so it looks like a cottage or like a castle kind of thing. So this should be kind of neat. But I was trying to get out here much earlier. Unfortunately, we've been just, it's been busy. It's always busy here. My cousin, she brought her 3 kids over, and so the 4 kids were out in the pool all day. They're actually all still here. I just had to sneak away for a little bit. And my mom's friend, she's over here visiting as well. And then, my buddy from Virginia's here as well. So it's been a packed house. I've been pretty busy. But we got a lot done. And then, yeah, let's see. And then I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to talk about, other than I knew I was going to mention the playhouse and everything. But then when we were sitting there, we started talking about my grandma and reminiscing about, just what an amazing lady she was. She was incredible. She was what held the family together. Um, she died in 1998 on November 1st. Now, the thing about back then, I was getting ready to leave for college. I was going to college late. I didn't go like everybody else, like right when they turned 18. I think I was 26 when I moved away to go to college. Um, Earlier that fall, my grandma had called us, and we all sat down and had a family gathering kind of thing. And at that point, she told us that she had cancer, and that the doctors gave her 6 months. I believe she made it like 7 weeks. She didn't take any kind of treatment thing. The reality, I think, was is that she had been told that it was not long, um, and that even with treatment, it's not going to make things better. It was gallbladder cancer that had spread throughout her body. So, like I said, that was on November 1st. Well, back in those days, a lot of the people I hung out with and myself, we on Halloween we would usually drop acid. That particular year, um, I had taken 6 hits of 4 different kinds, and the next day, now I didn't start tripping till pretty late, maybe 9, 10 o'clock at night. So the next day, I was still extremely, extremely high. And I was moving out of an apartment into my parents' house, because then I was going from there in December I was moving to Warrensburg to go to college. So I was still really high. I got home and I was dropping off a load of stuff from, unloading my truck. And I got the call that my grandma didn't have much time left. So I drove there as fast as I could, as safe as I could, but as fast as I could. Lived about 15 minutes from my house. And I got over there, excuse me, and it was very overwhelming at first. I mean, my first initial, um, wave that came over me was I just started crying. It was crappy. But I stopped myself. I pulled myself together and I went inside. I It was my dad's mom, but it was my mom on her right side and I was on her left side, and we were both holding her hand. I was holding her left hand, my mom was holding her right. And when I tell you I've never seen a more peaceful passing, like I'm not kidding, it was the most peaceful thing I've ever seen. Um, you know, we let her know that it was okay and that we were here for her and with her and we weren't going to leave. She wanted to make sure that, she didn't want to die before November 1st, because November 1st was when she got her Social Security. And she knew that the family could use the help. So my mom told her that it was November 1st. She asked her what day it was. And she told her the day. I want to say, I don't even remember what day it was, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you. I think it might have been Sunday. And she said, no, what day is it? And she says, it's November 1st. And she said, oh, okay. And she kind of laid back. And within a few minutes, she was gone. Have you ever been hit in the head really hard? I mean, you see like the little, I don't know how to explain it. You see stars, they're just kind of going off, right? As she expelled her last breath, I was watching her, and I saw that. I saw that energy leave her body in every direction. It went out into the universe. I mean, it went every direction. It was like this explosion. It passed through me. It passed through my mom. It was probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, ever. Very peaceful. Now, 3 days later, November 4th was my birthday. And that year, I believe, it was my 26th birthday. And they wanted to move the funeral. They wanted to move it to the next day after my birthday. And as the oldest grandchild, I refused. I said no, because if we stretch it out, how does that make my birthday any better? I mean, really, like. So we don't have the funeral that day, so I get to sit through that day thinking about the next day, which was going to be the funeral. Fuck that. I said no, we're going to have it on my birthday. I'm the oldest grandchild. I deserve this right, this privilege. To me, it was. I was proud. I mean, I was the oldest grandchild. She was my favorite person. Probably my favorite person in the entire universe. And so we did. We had her funeral, and it was beautiful. Everybody was there. It's the first time I've ever had my entire family there for my birthday. And I think my grandma would have loved that. I think she would have loved that I got to have that. So, it was I miss her still. Her name was Shirley Price, and she was phenomenal. So when I knew that she lied to us, I knew that there was more to what she said. That it wasn't just 6 months, or I knew that it was something more serious than that. I knew my grandma better than most. So at the time, I was working at Borders Books and Music in Ellisville, Baldwin, whatever. Anyway, on my way to work, or on my way after work, or just because it was, fucking Tuesday, I would go and sit with her. Sometimes it was for a half hour, sometimes it was for 6 hours. But I would go sit and talk to her because I knew it was coming. And so that's what I did. I would communicate with her. I'd talk to her and I'd tell her what was going on in life and where I was wanting to go. And she was telling me where she'd been. She said, I've lived 70 years. I've had a wonderful life. My husband's been gone for 12. I'm okay. I'm ready. I really, truly hope that I have that in me. I hope when that time comes that I'm ready. Man. So yeah, not to leave on a bummer, because she had a wonderful life, and we had a wonderful life with her. So on that note, thanks for watching. I appreciate everything, all the great comments, the likes, the subscriptions. It all means a lot to me. So thank you very much for that, and I'll see you tomorrow.